Welcome to Gail's Garden Herbs and More. This is going to be my June 1st garden tour. I'm going to show you something kind of pretty. If I can get back through this jungle. By the way, my in-garden seems to be doing pretty good, but look at those beautiful blossoms. I'm hoping to put some pictures of some of the squash that I harvested at the beginning. See that big black bee? I don't know if that's a carpenter bee or I don't know what that thing is, but it's pollinating and it so far hasn't bothered me. So I used to have carpenter bees in Kentucky that were almost like pets. They never hurt me. They'd come right down and look at me in the face, like checking me out at first, and then they got used to me and come around. But there was another one that was similar to a carpenter bee back there that bit me, and my whole arm and shoulder swelled up on that. There's a tomato plant. That's a yellow zucchini down there. There is a tomato plant next to it. There are some green tomatoes in that jungle there. I don't think I have any tassels yet in my corn, but it's growing good. Got artichokes down here, black-eyed peas over there. It's a pot of stevia back there. I have some in my olive crate in my box garden too. We'll look at after a while. Malabar, lamb's quarters, which I ate a lot of. Calendula, which helps draw the bees, and I use it. Some holy basil back there. There's watermelon down there. And in these little cups, they don't have bottoms. But that is marshmallow plant. It's growing pretty good in that shade. It's kind of small in that one. That one in the cup over there is coming up pretty good. Believe it or not, I have been out here weeding, but there's just a lot more weeds where I didn't have the weed plow. This is, there's lots of lamb's quarters, cucumbers, and there's echinacea back there. So I packed a lot in this little area, but this is my in-ground garden. Let me peek over the fence here. If you can see that little plant back there and all the dried weeds, things got so hot. It was like 108. It's been up really high and then dropped low. It's done that a couple times. Went from like 108 to in the 70s. My plants they don't know what to think, but that's a little blueberry, and there's another blueberry on the other side of the little boysenberries that look like they're half dead over there. I'm going to dig those blueberries up because they're going on to 3 years old. They're not doing anything. But my blueberries in the pots are doing much better. So, yeah, I'm not going to come back over behind here. So I just wanted to show you. I have one blueberry coming up over there in the ground, a little one. It didn't do anything this year because it's just starting to come up. These two along the fence here are in pots, and that just doesn't work for the boysenberries. So, okay, here is what I call my box garden. I've got echinacea down there, cosmos flowers here in the front, and we come through the gate, and I've already harvested a lot in here. I've got pink beans planted in there that I bought. I don't know if they've been treated. They weren't organic. It was the only pink beans I could find. So I want to start growing my own. We'll see if they come up. And for the first time, my bee balm has not come up yet. I'm hoping it still will. It usually blooms beautiful in June. We do have gophers. So I don't know if they came up and ate the roots to it. But let's see. I've had these boxes here 4 years. They come up every year. I planted them the first year I got the boxes, and they're always beautiful, and I don't have them this year. So I don't know what's going on there. The bugs have found my purple cauliflower, and it's just too hot for it. I've got everywhere, I probably won't mention them all, I've got herbs everywhere, and especially basils. I've got, I think, 8 different types of basil. I've got a delicata squash, more lamb's quarters. Back over there, right in there, you can kind of see the leaves are almost variegated. That's normal. The bell peppers on that are supposed to, that's a rainbow pepper, are supposed to be striped different colors. We'll see, it'll be interesting. I've not had one of those before. And there's some feverfew back through. You're going to find I've just got herbs everywhere. Like I said, I've done a lot of harvesting out of these boxes. I've got some stevia here. This is, I think this is a hot banana pepper, I think. There's onions, coriander, more delicata squash, and malabar. I just harvested some off this. This is salvia. To those that wouldn't know what that is, it's a type of sage. It's very similar to your cooking sage, but just slightly has a slight citrus, and I love the smell on this. I think, I don't know, when you rub it, oh my goodness, I wish you could smell that. It smells just so good. I may cut some more, cut it back quite a bit, although I hate to cut all the blooms off because the bees do like that. I don't know. As good as it smells, I'll just come out here and smell. I'd like to just cut some and make a bouquet of it, but I already cut some and gave to someone, and I have some for myself, so I'm going to leave that just to draw the bugs. I don't know if that's a delicata or a cucumber back there. Almost looks like a delicata, but I thought I planted a cucumber. I tried beans for 2 years. There's one left there. It was pulling them out because they all died. I grew beautiful beans in Kentucky. I've tried all kinds of beans here, and I don't have any good luck. But I'm going to try the pink beans anyway. I got a few of those planted in here too. But the others have all pretty much died. I have some up under in front of the house there. I pulled all the dead ones out, and there's some green, yellowish green left, but they're not doing anything either. It's been really hard to grow anything in this piece of land here, and it's so hot and buggy in California anymore. It didn't used to be that bad. Okay, now we are entering what I call my wild garden. I've got a black goji berry here. Of all the little seeds, only one, well actually 2 came up, but the other one just died. That might be a leaf to it right there. So maybe I'll get 2. I don't know, it's questionable. Also harvested this one. I've got pink beans planted here as well. Some of my comfrey is coming up that I had dug out, but yeah, I guess there were a couple pieces of root still left in there. So we'll see what happens here. And those are a red poppy. They're not California illegal ones, but you can use them like an herb. And they were coming up beautiful, but died. In this weather, it's just been so erratic. And I've got these plant hoppers that I've been spraying with neem oil and some essential oils that are made to use with vegetables and stuff. And they just sit there like I'm giving them a shower and enjoying it. So I don't know. We'll see. I don't know what to do. This is a crazy, crazy place. Some things do real well, like my squash is doing really well. Last year I had all kinds of cool basils but I've got even more this year. We'll see how they do. I've already pulled up my kale and most of my lettuces. I still have a few lettuces here. And I've got a squash that I planted, or a cucumber. Now, I know that's a cucumber there, although the leaves on it look just like the delicata, but for some reason, I already harvested some purple carrots there. There's a few more here, and of course the cosmos, thyme. I've got tomatoes everywhere, little tomatoes planted. It's another blueberry. Most of my blueberries are up front around my porch. Not sure what I planted down there. It's either a squash or a cucumber. I've got to move my water, so I'm going to put you all on hold. I harvested some potatoes. First time. I've never done very good with potatoes. I got a few out of there. I've got more coming. And I have a big surprise over on the other end of my garden, but I'll talk about that when we get over there. Okay, more, I just put some scraps and stuff in that box there for compost. And my comfrey, I've harvested it twice. I've got, like I said, I've got stuff all over. Looking around on this side, I've got ginger coming up in a couple places. These had really pretty, unusual flowers. It was called a Jerusalem something or rather. It's not Jerusalem artichoke. It's Jerusalem something else. It's not edible. It's not an herb, but it has beautiful flowers. And I'm trying to get some flowers in here to draw pollinators because I don't have a whole lot of pollinators. I've got to dig some more of that out. I just dug some out and planted down in there to grow wild. That's self-heal, which is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful herb that's very medicinal, very good. Great thing to have. In my wheelbarrow over here, I've got Armenian cucumbers and some lamb's quarters. I planted a little tomato down there. So, yeah, my nasturtiums, I've been using those. The leaves and the flowers, and there's different types. I've got chocolate mints and zinnia. There's a wild mint down there, and it's having a real struggle. I've got my very, very favorite for a salad basil is this red rubious basil. That is a wonderful salad basil. So, let's go. Okay, there's no holes in the bottom of that little pool. It used to be Ducky's pool when I had the duck. That skullcap, it likes really kind of wet. Doesn't want to be in water, but it needs really, really moist soil for skullcap, which is a very medicinal, wonderful herb. I just planted some sweet potato slips in here. And I've got more on the kitchen window. I'm not sure where I'm going to plant them yet. Somebody asked me about this in one of my other videos. It's so pretty. The blooms are delicate and beautiful, and it's just about bloomed out now. But that's my clary sage. So, my solar pump quit on me on that. But, yeah, I've got stuff all over. Picked my first couple of tomatoes the other day. Had one off of that plant. This is about a 2-year-old bell pepper, and it is blooming. You can kind of see the blossoms must have fell off. But there it is. It's hiding under these leaves. You can kind of see them there. Yeah, and we'll see how it does. My 3-year-old bell pepper plant has done awesome the last couple years. More basil down there. Chase cherry tree. I got one of my little gold sweet 100s off of here yesterday. That was the other tomato that I got. I've got valerian growing down there. I hope it keeps going and doesn't die. I'm really excited. First time I'm growing valerian. This is my oldest elderberry. I think it's 2 years old, 2.5 years old. It's doing pretty good. I've got a little fig tree down there. It's growing up under my son's trailer. He dug it up. It's struggling a little. Tomatoes in the back's kind of struggling. The cats knocked this over and all the dirt out. It's my lemon thyme, but it seems to be handling it okay. This is my 3-year-old pepper. It's coming back good. Last year it was loaded. It was a lot bigger and taller. I cut it back quite a bit to give it a chance to start growing and leafing back out. When you keep it over the winter, a lot of the leaves fall off, and the few that's left don't look too good, but now they're looking really, really good. But it was loaded with peppers. It's supposed to have been a purple bell pepper plant, which it was at the first year or so. Last year, it started out with some purple bells, and then I started getting lilac bells, and then I had on the same plant, I had purple, lilac, orange, red. I think I even had a green one. I've got other stuff too, and in buckets everywhere, cucumbers and tomatoes. I've got a hawthorn berry, another tiny fig tree way over there, and herbs and different types of peppers. Okay, now we are getting into my raised bed garden. And I have planted and replanted in here. But I finally got this hoop up and got a shade cloth from where the sun comes so intense in the afternoon. And I've put blood meal, I put chicken manure tea, I put the shade cloth. And finally, these pepper plants that survived are starting to come back and green up a little now for me. They're not all burnt up, even though we had this last heat wave went up, like I said, to 108. I have planted cucumbers along here, and they've all died on me several times. The lamb's quarters does well just about anywhere, so that's kind of cool. Um, yeah, I've got delicata squash in here. I replanted again some anise hyssop that died out, and I don't know, some other stuff. The green beans along the edge, I've planted, 3 times, and they're just not making it. Like I said, green beans don't do well here. So, but this little cucumber plant seems to be happy. It's not doing too bad. And these, I've got some bell pepper plants that are doing in my, I love this plant. It is so pretty, my Victoria Blue Salvia. I've got some, cantaloupes over there. More, that's holy basil down there. Only 1 out of 30 plants, only 1 okra made it. So, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, I got a couple empty spots where the cucumbers died. That's an Armenian. On the end, I think, is a lemon cucumber. This one I'm trying to nurse back, but I don't know if it's going to make it an herb. More different types. I've got hot peppers and sweet peppers on that end, and some hot peppers down here. Echinacea in the middle. These are a blue sweet cream. They're little tomatoes here. That's what it's supposed to be. It's a boxwood basil over there. I love my basils. I think that squash on the end is called a broussard. I've got one more on the other end that's not doing too good. I bought some more lemon cucumbers, so we'll see if they make it. I don't know what those are over there. I think they may be a Hubbard squash. They are volunteers. We'll see. Tomato there back behind those weeds. I keep pulling some, but there's some sunflowers and then my fennel seed. This here is a Mr. Stripey, and I'm really excited about that. What is this little thing here? And we'll see how it does. I grew those in Kentucky. They were wonderful. I think it's called a broussard squash. It's a round green winter squash with the orange meat inside. Here's my surprise I wanted to tell you about. I thought I have had these potatoes in the ground about 3 months, and they're finally coming up. So I put some more hay around them. In-ground potatoes. I will really be shocked if they aren't ate through with holes from bugs, because the bugs here are horrible. And my fig tree. Okay. And my herb wheel is up front in the front of the place. I guess I can show you that. We'll go up there. Like, I've just got little garden areas everywhere, but all along this one strip all the way down is my 3 different main gardens. My box gardens with my olive bins, this one here, and then the in-ground garden at the other end we start. Okay, this is the front I've been working on after we got the dogs gone that we were dog sitting for a few months. I'm drying some stuff on the table I've got laid out, but yeah, I'm working on this. I've got the grapevines. I've got a pineapple sage there. I have one in my herb wheel too. But this is kind of what I'm doing in the front. I'm still doing, this is ever changing. I'm always working on this stuff around here. And this here is my herb wheel. It's just a small little herb wheel. I have different herbs planted in. I've got some yarrow. I've got some yarrow over in the garden too, the main garden. I've got French sorrel, pineapple sage, lemon balm, thyme, oregano, all in here. And there's like feverfew and probably missing something. But anyway, that's it for my June 1st garden tour. I do have, and we've given away, 6, 7, 8 bags of fruit from our apricot trees, and the people are supposed to be coming over to pick today. And let's look at that. Look at that. It's just beautiful, but we don't eat that many apricots. Even my family aren't all into apricots. So, yeah, it's loaded this year. I've been doing several things with apricots. But anyway, that's it for my tour. I hope you give me a thumbs up, and I hope you all have a great week. Thanks. Bye bye now.